গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী, গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী, যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন, যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন, যমুনা তীর বনচারী, যমুনা তীর বনচারী, জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী, জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, জয় রাধা গিরিধারী রাধা গিরিধারী রাধে, জয় জগন্নাথ জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা, জয় গৌরনিতাই জয় গৌরনিতাই, জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ, জয় জয় গুরুদেব জয় জয় গুরুদেব, নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল। হরে কৃষ্ণ।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I am reading from the Lilamrita.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oboy hoped that by his presenting the details of his league, she would understand that his was a better cause than Mohila Shomiti. He quoted the first 3 verses of the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, wherein Lord Krishna describes how the ancient science of Bhakti Yoga is received through Parampara, the order of succession from the teacher to the next, and how kings are responsible for seeing the Krishna consciousness spread for everyone's benefit. He also argued that since, according to the Bhagavad Gita, only a few amongst thousands and thousands of men endeavor for self-realization, and since the League of Devotees engaged its members in self-realization, he was providing an important and rare service. He offered to meet with Mrs. Munshi along with some 15 sannyashis from the area and suggested that she work cooperatively with them and understand the importance of the League. The League of Devotees was benefiting all classes. As Sri Krishna had said in Bhagavad Gita, everyone of a low birth can attain the shelter of the Supreme Lord, but the Mohila Shomiti, of what I pointed out, was based on bodily concepts of a caste, creed, color, and sex, and therefore it could not be as important a cause. Avoy closed by requesting Mrs. Munshi not to try to occupy the Radha Memorial, which was already being used for a noble and well appreciated cause. He signed A.C. Bhaktivedanta Founders Secretary, League of Devotees, aware that he was involved in an intrigue organized his thoughts and set down on paper short history outlining the important event surrounding the possession of Bharati Bhavan. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Stop.
Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 4, chapter 21, and verse number 41. So, instructions of Maharaj Prithu. So, the verse is as follows. Asnatyananta kalu tattva kovidahi Shraddha hutam yanmukha ijya namebihi Navai tatha chetanaya bahiskrite Hutasane paramahamsya paryaguhu Ashnati ananta khalu tattva kovidaye Shraddha hutam yanmukha ijya namebihi Navai tatha chetanaya bahiskrite Hutasane paramahansya paryaguhu Ashnati ananta khalu tattva kovidahi Shraddha hutam yanmukha ijyanam bihi Navai tatha chetanaya bahiskrite Hutasane paramahansya paryaguhu Asnati ananta khalu tattva kovidahi Shraddha hutam yanmukha ijyanam bihi Navai tatha chetanaya bahiskrite Hutasane paramahansya paryaguhu. So devotees, if you want to read the verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I am trying.
Yes, please.
Ashnanta ananta kalu tattva kovidahi Shraddha hutam yanmukha ijyanamavi Navai tatha chetanaya bahiskrite Hutasane paramahamsa paryaguhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Vashnatyananta khalu tattva vidai Shraddha hutam yanmukha ijjanamobihi Navai tatha chetanaya bahiskrite Hutasane paramhamsa paryagu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare.
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. I am
Hare
also
Krishna,
trying.
Mataji. Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Asnati ananta khalu tatta kabhidai Shraddha hutam jan mukhay janamabhihi Nabhoi tatha chetanaya bahiskrite Hutashane paramhansa paryaguha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, Mataji.
Ashnatyanant khalu tattva kovide Shraddha hutam janmukh ijjana mabhi Na vedata chaitanya bahishkrite Utashne paramanhasya paryaguhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, so someone can read the synonyms.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'll try.
Yes, Mataji, yeah, you can. Yeah.
Krishna. अश्नत्या अनंत खालु तत्व को विदे श्रद्धा हुतम ये मुखाय जे नमाभि न वे तथ्य चैतन्य बाहिष्कृते हुताश्ने परमांश प्रगये हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I am reading the synonyms.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Pashnati eats, Ananta, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Khalu, nevertheless, Tattva Kovidoi, persons in knowledge of the absolute truth, Shraddha, faith, Hutam, offering fire sacrifices, Yat Mukhe, whose mouth, Ijja Namabhi, by different names of demigods, No, never, Boi, certainly, Totha, as much, Chetanaya, by living force, Bohikrite, being bereft of, Hutahashwani, in the fire sacrifice, Paramhangsya, regarding devotees, and Pariyagu never goes away. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Someone can read the translation.
Yes,
I'll try,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Okay. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ananta, ate through the fire sacrifice offered in the names of different demigods, he does not take as much pleasure in eating through fire as he does in accepting offerings through the mouths of learned sages and devotees, for then he does not leave the association of devotees.
Thank you, Mataji. Someone like we can take turns to read the purport. So maybe
Yes.
2 or 3. We can.
Yes,
Someone
yes,
can.
Prabhu. Yeah, I can go ahead. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
According to Vedic injunctions, a fire sacrifice is held in order to give food to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the names of the different demigods. While performing a fire sacrifice, one pronounces the word Swaha in mantras such as Indriya Swaha and Aditya Shaha. These mantras are uttered to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead through demigods such as Indra and Aditya. For the Supreme Personality of Godhead says, shall I go ahead?
Yeah, Mataji, or
Okay.
maybe someone else if they want to try the next paragraph and then
Okay.
yeah, if someone else wants to read that.
Okay. Naham tisthani vaikunthe yoginam hridaya seva tatra tisthani narada yatra gayanti madbhaktaha. I am not in Vaikuntha, nor in the hearts of the yogis. I remain where my devotees engage in glorifying my activities. It is to be understood that the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not leave the company of his devotees. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So someone can continue.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Fire is certainly devoid of life, but devotees and brahmanas are the living representatives of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, to feed brahmanas and Vaishnavas is to feed the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly. It may be concluded that instead of offering fire sacrifices, one should offer foodstuffs to brahmanas and Vaishnavas, for that process is more effective than fire yajna. The vivid example of this principle in action was given by Advaita Prabhu. When he performed the Shraddha ceremony for his father, he first of all called Haridas Thakur and offered him food. It is a practice that after finishing the Shraddha ceremony, one should offer food to an elevated Brahmana. But Advaita Prabhu offered food first to Haridas Thakur, who had taken his birth in a Maurbadan family. Therefore, Haridas Thakur asked Advaita Prabhu why he was doing something which might jeopardize his position in Brahmana society. Advaita Prabhu replied that he was feeding millions of first-class Brahmanas by offering the food to Haridas Thakur. He was prepared to talk with any learned Brahmana on this point and prove definitely that by offering food to a pure devotee like Haridas Thakur, he was equally as blessed as he would have been by offering food to thousands of learned Brahmanas. When performing sacrifices, one offers oblations to the sacrificial fire, but when such oblations are offered to Vaishnavas, they are certainly more effective.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmetamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is a very nice verse. We know that Prithu Maharaj is the one who is speaking. And Prithu Maharaj is, we all know, he is the king at this time. He is the king of the whole planet. So Prithu Maharaj is giving instructions to whom? Who all are there?
All his
Who all-
citizens.
Yeah, and plus, if you look at earlier verses, it's also mentioned that the demigods also came. That there were devatas, and who else? There were Brahmanas, there were Vaishnavas, there were devatas, and the citizens. So the demigods were also there at that time when he was speaking. So here in this verse, we know that the kings are always meant to give right kind of advice to the citizens. We see that this actually happening in Treta Yuga when Lord Ramachandra was the king. He would also give instructions to the citizens. Why do you think it is important for the kings to give the correct advice to the citizens?
So that he can look after properly the citizens.
Yes, Madhavi, yes, so that the citizens can be looked after properly. Yes, what else?
Prabhuji, it is for the mutual benefit both the king and the citizens, because if the citizens do pious activities, the king gets 1/6 of that for himself. So in that way, both of them can be benefited and they can progress towards spiritual advancement.
Yeah. If the citizens actually do good things, then the king gets the result. And also, if they do bad things, then
The king has to incur the parts of that sin as well.
suffer. So the king has to suffer for that as well, for not guiding the citizens correctly. And then if the citizens, whatever they do, good or bad, the king has to accept or suffer. So good things make the king also, whatever pious activities they do, the king benefits from that, and whatever sinful activities they do, the king has to suffer for that as well. And so the king's role is very important. They need to advise the citizens. So here we know that Prithu Maharaj is telling them about the personality of Godhead, Lord, because that serving the Lord is the supreme occupation of all the living entities. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir
Adhakshaje.
adokshaje, yeah, performing devotional service to adoksha. And we know that ahetuki apratiyata yatma suprasidati. So that devotional service, that pure devotional service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. That's the topmost platform. But here, he is actually glorifying the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas. So in the previous verse, we have read, but someone can read the translation of the last verse number 40. So someone can read that.
By regular service to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, one can clear the dirt from the heart and thus enjoy supreme peace and liberation from material attachment and be satisfied. In this world, there is no fruitive activity superior to serving the Brahmana class, for this can bring pleasure to the demigods, for whom the many sacrifices are recommended. Correct.
So here, serving the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas, that's mentioned. And so how do you serve the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas? How do you serve the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas? Yes?
We can serve by their instruction.
Yeah,
by,
serving by
by
their instructions, correct?
And also we can serve by their, physical appearance, and yeah, we can call them at our place, and we can feed them. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Okay, so that is Vapu Seva also.
Vapu Seva, yeah.
Vapu Seva, serving them, like, giving them different facilities. And then there is also Vani Seva also.
Vani Seva, yeah.
So that means following their instructions. Correct. Following the instructions, like when they're preaching, helping them in preaching and listening and following the instructions. And also you have to, there's another way of feeding the, saving the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, and that is through giving them a lot of prasadam.
Prasadam, yeah.
Prasadam, and also charity. So here in the previous verse it's mentioned, so verse number 40, that by saving the Brahmanas, the demigods are also pleased. Demigods are also pleased, and that we know that all the different sacrifices, are also meant to satisfy the demigods, the devatas, and there's a mutual agreement, like they mutually save each other. The people, they keep the demigods happy, and demigods supply all the things which are required. So that's given in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Parasparam bhavayanta. That's what Lord Krishna mentions. So the following verse, actually this verse, the one that we are reading now, verse number 41, is talking about another way, important way of saving the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas. So saving Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, giving charity, looking after their comforts and needs, and also, following their instructions and organizing their preaching, and making sure that whatever instructions they say we follow, and we help others in following the instructions of the Vaishnavas. So here another way is Ashnati Ananta Khalu Tattva Kovidaha. Ashnati Ananta Khalu Tattva Kovidaha. So Ashnati, we know that in the Bhagavad Gita we have the word, there are similar verses which talk about the Lord eating.
Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, 926.
Very nice. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhakta Prayachati.
Tadham Bhakta Paritam Asnami Prayatatmana.
Very nice. Asnami, Lord Krishna says Asnami there. Asnami means?
Accept.
I accept.
I accept.
Asnami. Asnami Prayatatmana. So Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadham Bhaktya Paritam Asnami Prayatatmana. Asnami is the word that is used. I accept. I accept what? Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. If any devotee gives me these things, Patram,
with love,
Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. Patram means, of course, leaves. Pushpam means flower. Phalam means fruit. Toyam means water. If anyone gives me these things with love and devotion, Lord Krishna says, I accept it. I accept it. So Lord Krishna actually eats directly as well. And then there's another verse in which Lord Krishna is saying, so here is, in that verse, Ashnami, I accept. And then there's another verse, Lord Krishna is also saying that there's a similar word, another variant of this word, Ashnati. Which verse is that? Ashnati. Another variant of this word. So this Ashnati, Ashnami, and also Ashnasi. which verse contains asnasi? Yat karosi,
Yoga in
yat karosi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi dadasi,
Dansija.
yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurshva
Purusha
madar.
Madarpana.
Yat karosi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurshva madarpan.
Madarpana.
So what is Lord Krishna saying here? So in the other verse, he says, I accept it. And then what's the
Whatever you do,
whatever you do, whatever you eat, offer to
me.
me. Yeah. So yat karosi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpana. Whatever you eat, so I you offer it to me. So that's another verse. Lord Krishna is saying, whatever you do, you give it to me. Whatever you eat, offer it to me. And there's also another verse which also says, Yagya Sishtasina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilvishay Bhunjate Te Tvagam Papa Ye Pachantyatma Karanat. So that Yagya Sishta Asinaha, that's another variant of the word Asinaha. So here, Ashnati Ananta. Ashnati Ananta means who is eating? Who eats? Ashnati. So Lord Krishna is not directly saying, it's not saying Ashnami, rather you say I accept it. But here is someone is saying about Lord Krishna. Who is saying?
Prithu Maharaj?
Yeah, Prithu Maharaj is saying about Lord Krishna. Ashnati, Ashnati, Ashnati Ananta. So Lord Krishna actually accepts, he eats. Lord Krishna can be offered directly, right? Lord Krishna eats directly. We know that there are so many examples of Lord Krishna directly eating and any devotee giving, and Lord Krishna is demanding that patram pushpam phalam toyam yame bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya uparitam asnami prayatatmana. Lord Krishna is demanding it, that give me these things, I accept it if it's given in with love and devotion. And we can see that in many examples, Lord Krishna is given directly and Lord Krishna accepts it. Any examples that you can think of, Lord Krishna directly eating the food given to him, offered to him?
Yes, Sudama Brahman.
Very nice. Sudama Brahmana gave something, he had to collect it and he from the neighbors and he took it. What was that?
And the chipped rice.
Chipped rice. And then we know that Lord Krishna was very, very happy to accept that, and Lord Krishna ate that. So that is, we can see one example where Lord Krishna is eating directly something which is given to him by his devotee. Any other example?
Vidurani gave banana.
Vidura's mother. Yeah.
Very nice. We can see that Lord Krishna rejected all the chapan bhog, all the nice food that actually not real bhog, because he did not give it, was not giving with any devotion. Duryodhana, he had prepared it. It was just a normal food because he was trying to get Krishna on his side, and he was not actually really, there was no devotion and love. But Lord Krishna rejected that and went to the place of Vidura, and he ate the simple food given to him by Vidura. And so that's another example. Any other example that you can think of when someone is offering Lord Krishna directly and Lord Krishna is happily relishing that?
Lord Ramchandra is taking half-eaten berry from Shabari.
Yeah, Lord Ramachandra is eating the all the collected fruits of Shabari. We know that Shabari had been collecting all the good food, like good fruits,
berries,
yeah, very sweet ones, and then she was collecting, and then when Lord Ramachandra goes, and she of course followed the instructions of the Guru Maharaj. What was the name of the Guru Maharaj? Who was given how the instructions?
Matang Rishi.
Matang Rishi had said that you stay in this ashram and Lord will actually come here. And that actually he did go there. And then we know that she was offering the very nice sweet fruits, and Lord Ramachandra was very, very happily eating it. Yes, we can see that example. And any other example?
Yes,
Many
Prabhu, that Sri Krishna has taken some parts of the food from Akshay Patra when Draupadi
Very nice, very nice.
offered to her.
We see that we know that Duryodhana
Yes,
Duryodhana had sent
Durvasa Muni.
Durvasa Muni to the Pandavas at a time when Draupadi had already eaten from the Akshay Patra.
Yeah.
And there was basically nothing left. And then Durvasa Muni comes with thousands of his disciples, and they were all, of course, Duryodhana sent them at that time because he wanted them to be cursed by Durvasa Muni. And we know that they come, they all come, and then there's no food. And Draupadi remembers Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna comes, and Lord Krishna is also hungry. But at that time, Lord Krishna eats only very tiny bit, which was
Yes.
on the side of the Akshay Patra. And just by Lord Krishna eating that little amount of food, then everyone became satisfied. Everyone actually became satisfied, and they felt that they have eaten up till their neck, and they all ran away from the place. That was the Durvasa Muni story. And then, of course, in that katha, we can see that Lord Krishna is eating only very tiny bit of the food.
Yeah.
But we can see another one where Lord Krishna is eating heaps and heaps.
Govardhan Lila.
Govardhan Lila, very nice. Govardhan Lila, where Lord Krishna is eating so much food. He keeps eating and eating and eating and eating, and then all the cowhead boys are concerned that at least when we were worshipping Lord Indra, at least we were getting something back. And now he's eating everything, and we are not getting anything back. And then Lord Krishna says, now you close your eyes now, and then they open their eyes, and there's all food again as it was before. So that's the Govardhan Lila. So we can see Lord Krishna eating so much or eating so little. Or here Ashnati Ananta. He is Anant. So if he is Anant, how much can he eat?
Unlimited.
Unlimited. He can eat so much because he's Anant. He's Anant. His katha is Anant. He can eat Anant amount of food. Anant means that which is
Unlimited.
Unlimited. There's no ant. You keep feeding him, he can keep eating. And we know that Jagannath is very, very well known for Jagannath Puri, is very well known for Prasadam, and all there's so much offering to the Lord.
Yes.
So much offering to the Lord.
56 varieties every day.
Yeah, and everyone is offering the Lord at the same time. So does it mean that Lord will only eat at one place and not eat at other places?
No.
Janmashtami, there's so much offering. Then every time, every day, like there's so many devotees in India, and they all have the same offering time. They all offer the Lord the food at the same time. So is the Lord only taking some of it and not accepting other? He's accepting the food offered to him by everyone at the same time. So because we know that he has got Sarvata Pani Padam Tat Sarvata Shishiromukam Sarvata Shruti Malloke Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. What does that mean? He has got
Unlimited mouth, ears.
everything, yeah. Every part of the body has got unlimited. So he is Sarvata Pani Padam Tat Sarvata Shishiromukam Sarvata Shruti Malloke Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. So Ashnati Ananta Khalu Tattva Kovida. Tattva Kovida means Tattva Kovidaha.
Person in knowledge of absolute truth.
One who knows
about the Lord.
The one who knows the Tattva. Tattva Kovidaha. Persons who have knowledge of the
absolute truth.
Tattva. Tattva ke. What is Tattva? Vadanti tat Tattva vidas.
Tatvam. Tadgyanam
Tattvam Jnanam
Adhyam Brahmeti
Adhyam
Paramatmeti
Brahmeti.
Brahmati Paramatmeti Bhagwaniti
Shabdati.
Shabde.
Shabdyate. So that is Tattva. Tattva Kovida means one who knows the Tattva.
Absolute truth.
Absolute truth. One who knows the absolute truth. So Tattva Kovida, Asnati Ananta, Lord actually eats, can eat Ananta quantity of food. Of course, he eats. And here, Shraddha Hutam Yan Mukha Ijyanam Bhi. Shraddha Hutam. Shraddha means with faith.
It.
Hutam means, Ijyanam Bhi, when one offers in the sacrifice, like fire of sacrifice, the different offerings. So they do Swaha, Swaha, and Prabhupada actually writes in the paperwork, Indraya Swaha, Adityaya Swaha. So all these different offerings are given using different names of the
Demigods.
demigods. So remember, the demigods are present there at that time. And so here, Prithu Maharaj is saying all these things also about the worship to the devatas. So here, for earlier verse we have read that for this can bring pleasure to the demigod, superior to saving the Brahmana class. For this can bring pleasure to the demigods, for whom many sacrifices are recommended. So we know that all the sacrifices are there, but Lord is Prithu Maharaj is saying here, Shraddha Hutam, with faith, they offer all these different things to with the chanting the names of different nama, different devatas. So it's basically it is meant for different kinds of people, who have some material desires. So they actually they perform different kinds of yajna to satisfy different devatas, to get different things. And in every country you have all different kinds of people. The people who are who are in the lower modes, who needs to gradually elevate themselves. So here Prithu Maharaj is saying that nevertheless, from the previous verse, nevertheless, Ashnati Ananta Tattva Kovidaha Shraddha Hutam Yan Mukha Ijyanam Bhi Navai Tatha Chetanaya Bahiskrite. So if all the things are offered, chanting different names, to the sacrificial fire, Hutasane means the fire sacrifice, where the place. Uta Asane means fire sacrifice, the place of fire sacrifice. Different names are chanted with faith and offered to different devatas. Different devatas names are all. So Navai Tatha Chetanaya Bhaiskrite Utasane. So that is not same as, what is the meaning of this? I'm not even, so here the word is, the use is Tatha. Tatha means I'm not as much pleased. Our Lord is not as much pleased. When instead of, the Lord is more pleased when he is given in the mukha, the the, what do you call, the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas are given in the mukha, like the food. That means, so instead of giving all the different things to the fire, like swaha, different oblations to the fire, the Lord is not as much pleased as yes. Can anyone say what is the meaning of that?
Yes, he is very pleased
Yes,
when Vaishnavas and Brahmanas have the food.
Correct. Very nice. So when the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas are fed, the Lord is very, very please. But not na chaitanya bahiskrite, which fire sacrifice, which is not chaitanya. Chaitanya means what is the meaning?
Living force is not within it.
Living force is not there in the fire. There's no living. I mean, you are giving it to the fire. But what is better is to give it to the Chaitanya.
Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, yeah.
Brahmanas, they are real, people living. So give it to the living. That is better than offering different things to the fire sacrifice. So it's so importance is given here to who?
Brahmanas and Vaishnavas.
Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Lord gives so much importance to the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. We can see in so many different katha in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We see the what do you call? The Lord Himself is giving so much importance to the Brahmanas. We know Brahma, Sudama Brahman. Lord is giving so much importance to saving the Brahmanas. When Sudama Brahmana comes, he saves him so nicely. Whenever Naraji comes, we can see Lord is saving Naraji. Lord is, washing his feet. And when we can see also Lord is keeping the what do you call, the Brigu Padchin on his chest. Brigu Padchin. And when we know that Brigu Maharaj, Brigu Muni, had gone there to, what did he do? He was testing the supremacy of Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. And he goes and he just kicks on the chest of
Vishnu.
Lord Vishnu. He kicks on the chest of Lord Vishnu, and Lord actually keeps and of course Lord said, my chest is so hard, and your feet is so soft, and foot is so soft, and you must have got ahead and started massaging the foot of Brigu Maharaj, Brigu Muni, and then Lord actually keeps the mark of Brigu's foot on his chest. That's how much he loves the Brahmanas. And we can see that even the devotees and even the Kshatriyas, we can see, for example, Arjuna, we can see when Arjuna was when one Brahmana came to him and said to him that my cows have been stolen, please come and help. And Arjuna actually at that time, he did not have the weapons on him. So he had to, if he wanted to help the Brahmana, then he has to sacrifice his happiness. He has to leave his wife. He has to leave his wife for how many years?
12 years.
12 years he has to sacrifice, he has to give up his wife, Draupadi, if he does that, because Naraji had come earlier on and told Naraji had come said to them, that there has to be some rules, because they had five brothers having the same wife. Of course, there's many reasons given in the scriptures, but Naraji said you must have some rules. And then Naraji tells one story about the two brothers who had fought amongst themselves and killed each other just because of. Does anyone know the names of the two brothers?
Sunda and
Sunda and Upasund.
Yeah.
And then they killed each other because of one beautiful
Prostitute?
Trilotama. She was created actually specifically to bewilder them. And they fought for Trilotama and they killed each other. So Naraji is telling them the story that no, you have to have some sort of rules. Otherwise, there will be problems. So they actually had some rules that now Draupadi could be with one brother at one time, and no one should actually go there when one of them is with Draupadi. And then we know that Arjuna had to go to get the weapons, like Draupadi and who were there together at that time?
Yudhishthira.
Yudhishthir and Draupadi were there together at that time, and Arjuna had to go into that room to get the weapons, because that's where the weapons were. And he was prepared to sacrifice his own happiness, or go away from his wife for 12 years and be in the forest, not be in the Indraprasth, and just to make the brahmanas
Happy.
just to satisfy the brahmanas, just to have the brahmanas. So this is the Vedic culture: saving the brahmanas, helping the brahmanas, respecting the brahmanas. The brahmanas are very important, but of course, it is not brahmanas just by birth. As Prithu Maharaj actually earlier on gives the qualities which are expected, and then he starts talking about the brahmanas. The qualities have to be there. So, and then of course Lord Krishna also gives the quality of the brahmanas. What are the qualities of the brahmanas?
Tamo, Damo, Tapo.
Samo, Damo, Tapa, Saucham, Shanti, Rajavam, Evata, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Tamaha, Damaha, Tapaha, Saucham, Shantihi, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam. 9 different qualities of a Brahmana. So one can only be known by their qualities. If one has got those qualities, then one is considered to be an elevated Brahmana. So he also actually talks about the qualities first, and then he says that through their mukha, one can be, Lord can be fed. Lord can be fed through the mouth of the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. So Tattva, Kovida, and Paramhamsa. And Lord actually never goes away from them. Never goes. Para Guhu. Parya Guhu. Guhu. Parya Guhu means never goes away from the Paramhamsas and the Tattva Kovidas. So Lord is, they are so dear to the Lord, and Lord is so dear to them. So both ways, and Lord actually never leaves them. And then there's Prabhupada actually also mentions this verse here, very famous verse. Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hirdayeshu va tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti mad bhaktaha. Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hirdayeshu va tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti mad bhaktaha. What's the meaning of this? I am not in Vaikuntha, neither in the hearts of the yogis, yoginam hirdayeshuva, naham tishtami Vaikuntha, neither in Vaikuntha nor in the hearts of the yogis, tatra tishtami narada. Where do I reside, Narada? Yatra gayanti mad bhaktaha. Where my devotees actually
singing and it.
Engage my glorification.
singing my glories, my glories, yeah. So glorifying my activities or speaking about the Lord. So that's in the Prabhupada, in the purport actually mentions some very important things, like he gives the example from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Chaitanya Katha, and Lord Prabhupada actually mentions that someone, he says that about who? Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, we know he was not actually born in a Brahman family. So Prabhupada is trying to make it clear that it is not by birth, it is by
Qualities.
By the qualities, by the qualification. One must have those qualities. So Haridas Thakur was not born in a Brahman family, but someone actually gave him the first plate of the prasadam.
Advaita Acharya.
When with Advaita Acharya performed the shrad of his father, At that time, he fed Haridas Thakur first. And he was, Haridas Thakur, of course, he was very humble, and he said, no, don't do this because this will jeopardize your position. But he said, no, feeding you is same as feeding
thousands of Brahman and Vaishnavas.
yeah, so many millions of Vaishnavas, other Brahmanas. So that's another example we can see. So Lord, so here Prithu Maharaj is talking about the Lord. So Lord is pleased. We know that when even those people who are in the who are not that elevated, when they worship the devatas to get some material benefits, even that worship when they do, who gets the ultimate benefit of the worship?
Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna says, Yapyane devata bhakta yajante shradhayanvita tepi mameva konteya yajante avedi purvakam, ajante avedi purvakam. So that also is my worship. Like watering a tree, like watering, putting water on the leaves or any part of the tree, it's still watering the tree, but not the correct way. Similarly, even if one worships the devatas, then that is still worship of
Abhidhi means
devata bhakta yajante shradhanvita tepi mameva konteya. Mam eva konteya. Whose worship is that? Who's actually getting all the results?
The Supreme Lord Krishna.
Supreme Lord, because he's the Bhokta. Bhoktaram yagatapsam sarvalokamayakaram siddham sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim vichati. He's the Bhokta. Who's supposed to get it? He is going to get all the worship.
Lord Krishna.
Yeah. And also there's another verse in which Lord Krishna says they fall down if they, people.
Am sharpa jagyanam bhokta prabhurevo cha mam tu na vijanante.
Very nice. Aham sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatve aptaschavantite. They fall down. Yeah, correct. So yes, so even if the people worship the devatas, then still, Lord is even more pleased if Lord actually, if one feeds the Brahmanas. So feeding the Brahmanas will actually also make the devatas happy, and it will make also the
Supreme Person of Godhead happy.
Happy, because in the previous verse it is mentioned that the verse number 40 that that gives the pleasure to the demigods as well. So that is, that's why prasad distribution is very, 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 very important. Feeding, especially feeding the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. Thank you. If you have any questions or comments. Yes, anyone? Or what did we learn today? What are some of the important things we learned today? We've got next 5 minutes. You can all summarize. What are some of the important lessons we learned today?
Lord Krishna is very pleased when it is feed to the Brahman and Vaishnava.
Yes, very nice. Lord is very pleased when the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas are fed. Yeah,
because Chaitanya, they are the having life better than the fire sacrifice.
Very nice. Chaitanya, they are Chaitanya. They're actually representatives of the Lord, because they are, after the Lord disappears, who does the service for what? Who does what Lord comes here to do? Who does what Lord comes here to do? The Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas. They are actually doing what Lord comes to do, to take the all the fallen souls to his spiritual world, to purify them. So they are giving what actually Lord comes here to give. Yes, anything else?
Yeah, instruction and everything. Yeah.
Instruction, yeah. Anything else?
Prabhu, can I ask a question? Sorry, quick
Yes,
question.
yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Prabhu, you mentioned like the qualities of Brahmana, like Shanti is one of the quality. Like we discussed just now, like Bhrigu Maharaj, Bhrigu Maharshi. So he doesn't have that kind of quality. The Shanti at all. He's always very angry and like.
No, the Brigu Muni is not actually angry. He is only trying to test the Lord. He goes and he doesn't offer respect to his father. He would not normally do it, but one time he did not respect. Every other time he respected. But he did not offer respect to Brahma, and Brahma gets very disturbed. That's how he tests Brahmaji. Then he goes to Lord Shiva, he with words he tests him, with words, harsh words. And with Lord Vishnu, he's testing him by kicking him.
Yep.
So it's not actually, it's not that he becomes angry. He's only trying to test the Lord. He knew, he was fully aware of what he was doing. His anger was fully under control, and that anger did not come out of calm. It came out of love to prove the Lord's supremacy.
Okay. But then, Prabhuji, after that, like Vishnu touches there's eye on the feet of Bhrigu Maharshi. You know that,
Yes,
right?
Prabhuji?
That says,
Yes, Prabhuji?
I don't know. I mean, there is a the one of the eye he got at the feet, bottom of his feet. So Vishnu, by doing massage his feet, he just presses that eye. It says that that destroys the angerness of Bhrigu Maharshi. I'm not sure it's not in the scripture or not, but I think I
I
heard
have not
somewhere.
read in the scripture, Prabhu. I have not read in any scripture.
Okay, then.
Yeah. So sometimes people talk about different things, but we need to get, verification first where it is found, and then we can talk about it.
Okay, bro. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Anything else, devotees?
Probably we accept the Brahmanas as the head of the Lord Krishna. If we feed the Brahmana, so we feed the Krishna.
Yeah, through Brahmana's mukh we can feed Lord Krishna, because one mouth is the fire, yagya kund, and the other is the mouth of the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanapranam.
Yes, Dhanapranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, what is the relevance of Shraddha ceremony in the current situation? Should the devotee do it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now I'm saying, what is the relevance of Shraddha ceremony in the current situation? I mean, should the devotees offer Shraddha to their forefathers?
Or what's the relevance of that?
Yeah. Is it okay to do it? Yeah. What is it okay to do it in a modern age, or should we just because?
Yeah, it is. If we like normally Lord Narsingadev said to Prahlad Maharaj when he was concerned about it, the deliverance of his father, he said, if a person like you, if there's a devotee like you in any family, then how many generations get delivered?
21.
21 generations get delivered. But the thing is, still we can see some devotees actually do it, which is not bad if you want to do it. If you want to do it, but you have to do it in a Vaishnava way. We have to follow who? We have to follow
The Vaishnava.
Yeah, Advaita Acharya. We have to follow Advaita Acharya just by feeding the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas. We can feed them. Rather, some people actually have the yagya and other things, but it's best to feed the Brahmanas. Prabhupada is trying to compare these two things, because some people would do the yagya, but he actually called all the Brahmanas and fed them, including Haridas Thakur, but Haridas Thakur was given the first offering. And, so if one wants to do it, and that's also another, if someone wants to do it, there's another opportunity to preach, and it's another opportunity to feed the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. So if someone wants to do it, then they should do it in the Vaishnava way. Did I answer your question, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah, if one wants to do it, then they should do it in a Vaishnava way. In the scriptures, like for example, Garud Puran is mentioned that these things are important, but of course, it's important for those people who are not devotees. But if one becomes a devotee, then they don't have any obligations.
Any rituals.
Yeah. So everything is taken care of. by the Lord. But if someone wants to do it, then they should do it in the Vaishnava way. And sometimes also the it helps the especially if someone is not a Vaishnava when he left the body, so it can actually help by giving them prasadam, Vishnu prasadam.
Prabhu, the ceremony is the Shraddh ceremony, is the same?
Yes, same Shraddh ceremony, Shraddh, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Shri Shri Radha Girdhari Bhagwan ki Shri Gauri
Jai.
Shri
Jai.
Sitaram Lakshman Bhakt Hanuman ki Jai. Shri
Jai.
Prabhupada ki Jai. So thank you all the devotees, and thank you for Mataji and Prabhuji's, and also Shama Devidasi Mataji. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give a class today, and also Nandvaraj Prabhu. Thank you so much. And Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha
Kripa Sindhu Bhayeva Cha Patitanam Pavane Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Namo
Grace
The
Madhav
goodly
Govind
Vaishnav
Prabhu
Vrinda
ki.
ki Jai.
His Grace Madhav Govind Prabhu ki.
Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada.